Hey everybody, welcome to Chin Fat. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you 10 of my top favorite shortcuts to be using while you're editing on the timeline in Premiere Pro. First of all, I'm going to start with the in and out points and dropping your clips to the timeline. If you're going to be editing like a professional, what I'll see a lot of editors doing is while they're editing, they'll just go up and grab the clip that they want, they'll drag it down onto their timeline like this, and then use your trim tool to edit the clip. So you'll use your trim tool and you'll set an in point and your out point on the timeline, and then you'll move it around to where you want to position it. The way the professionals do this is they will basically open up a clip, and if you want to stick with all shortcuts, I'm going to go to Shift 1, which will jump up to my project window, and you can arrow around and find the clip that you want to, and Shift O will open up your clip into your source monitor. I'm working in the assembly layout right now, which is under Window Workspaces Assembly, which shares the same space between your source monitor and your program monitor. Your source monitor will show your clips, your program monitor will show you what you're viewing on your timeline. If you hit Shift O and open a clip, it's going to open it up in the source monitor. This is where you can set an in and out point here. I'm going to use J, K, and L to go through this. That'll be one of the other shortcuts I'm using here. I'll go through in a moment, but I'm going to hit L to forward where I want the clip to begin, hit I for in point. It will put an in point on that clip right there. I'm going to hit L, forward through this a few times, fast forward to find out where I want my clip to stop. Hit O for out point, and it will set an out point, and now I've got this duration that's going to drop to the timeline. Now I've noticed that my playhead is right over a clip here, and I don't want it to edit over that, so I'm going to hit Shift 3, it will jump to my timeline, hit End, that's one of the shortcuts I'm going to be going through, and you hit Period to drop it onto the timeline. Period is an overwrite. If you want to do an insert edit, that is going to be the comma instead of the period, is right next to each other, and you can also see these keys have the little arrows left and right. For one is insert, the left is insert, the right is overwrite. I'm going to arrow up and show you what happens if I overwrite here. That's going to overwrite into that clip there. If I hit undo, Command Z or Control Z, now I hit comma, it will drop it into the timeline and shove everything else out and shove everything else down the timeline, and that's called an insert edit. The overwrite is mostly used maybe like in documentary when you're doing like B-roll and you want something to go on top. I'm going to change my source patching of this clip to my V2 track and my A2 track here. I'm going to drag my A1 track down here and drop it there because I've got multiple audio tracks on this clip here. But now if I hit period, it will do an overwrite, and we've got like B-roll on top of what could be A-roll, which would usually be interview footage. Moving on to the next shortcut. The next shortcut that I want to show is Q and W. If you want to edit clips that are already on the timeline and trim them, as we play through a clip here, let's go to the beginning of this clip and play through a little bit. And let's say we don't want this clip to start until right there. So I stopped it. I'm going to zoom up on this, hit plus, zoom up on my timeline here. And I want to eliminate this footage to the left. Normally, what somebody would do is probably trim this like that, and then they would select this space and hit delete, and it will pull everything else down the timeline. All you have to do is the shortcut that does that all in one move is the letter Q. Q will clean it to the left and do a ripple delete. And so if I hit Q, that's all finished. That's all it took. Now let's say I want to play through this and find out where I want my out point to exist. Let's say I want it to stop right about there. Now all I have to do is hit W, and it will do the exact same thing and trim this and clean it and pull everything down the timeline called a ripple delete to the right, W. And now that's all done. The next shortcut that I want to show you is the Shift Delete or Forward Delete key. It's a small delete key located on your keyboard. On a Mac, you have these two delete keys, this big fat one and then the small one with the arrow pointing to the right. On a PC, you've got the backspace, which is the big fat delete key, and then the smaller delete key, which is the forward delete. You were going to use Shift Forward Delete to get rid of a clip here, and let's show you what that does. So if we've been using our blade, which is a great way to edit up here, use the razor tool, go down and perform a cut, and I've got my snap tool on, which is going to snap to my playhead. I want to cut it right there, and I want to select that clip right there. I'm going to hit the letter D to select, and now I'm going to hold down Shift and do the forward delete key, and it will delete that and ripple delete everything on the timeline. There are three different items that I like to use to navigate on the timeline, to get around on the timeline. And these ones are, first of all, the home and end key. If you want to get to the beginning of your timeline, you can hit your home key and it will jump to the beginning. If you want to get to the end, you hit the end key. This is just like a word processor. If you're in like Microsoft Word, all you have to do is hit the home key and the end key. That takes you to the beginning of the document and the end of the document. And it's very, very similar within Premiere Pro. Other ways that I like of navigating on my timeline here, I'm going to hit home and get to the very beginning of my timeline. Let's say I want to start moving through my timeline here. If you hit L, of course, spacebar will play and it will pause, but let's go back to the home, and I hit L, it will go forward 100%, kind of like hitting the spacebar. This is a little bit different though. You'll see pros using JKL all the time to navigate through their timeline rather than using their mouse. So let me hit K. K will stop. And J will rewind. So we've got our rewind, we've got our stop, we've got our forward here with JKL. It goes beyond that, though. If you want to quickly navigate through your timeline, let's say I want to get over to this clip, or let's zoom out here. I'm going to hit minus to zoom out and look at my clips here. Let's say I want to get over here in a hurry. All you have to do is hit L. I mean, you could grab your mouse and just drag it over, but when you're working on your timeline, sometimes just using your JKL is going to be quicker than grabbing your mouse. So I'm going to hit L. It will go forward 100%. If you hit L again, 150%. Again, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400 until it maxes out. I believe it maxes out like at 400. But that will start zipping through your footage really, really fast. So once again, L, we'll start fast forwarding L, and then you can navigate through your footage, kind of preview your footage and get ready to stop on the fly when you say, I want to stop right there, and you hit K to stop. J is the same thing, but in reverse. If you hit J, it'll keep increasing in speed until it goes faster and faster until it maxes out. Then you can hit K to stop. Rather than using your mouse, sometimes you want to use JKL. It'll help you kind of jog through your footage visually and see it where you're going and kind of stop things on the fly and kind of get a quick look at your footage. Another way of navigating through your timeline is using your arrows up and down. What the arrows up and down will do is as you're jumping through your clips here, you hit arrow down, it will jump to the edit to the right. Arrow down again. This is kind of a quick way of jumping through and seeing the first thumbnail of each individual clip. Arrow up will go to the left. Like that, we'll jump to the edits to the left. So just kind of a quick way of navigating through your timeline. To see people grabbing their playhead and trying to land on the exact frame right there, and that's just difficult when you can just use the arrows up and down. See, and I hit arrow up and it went one frame before. I did not line that up perfectly on that frame there. So hit arrows up and down will land on those exact edits without any issues. All right, and a quick way of selecting things on your timeline is to use the letter D. So if you land on a clip here, if you're using your arrows up and down to navigate through your timeline and you say you want to get rid of this clip right here, you can hit the letter D to select it, and now we can hit the big delete key and it gets rid of it. Now we can select the space by hitting D again. We'll select that space because nothing's there, and you hit delete again and it fills the gap. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to just hit the letter D to select this clip, and I'm going to show a previous shortcut that I showed, which is the shift forward delete, and that will do a ripple delete and it's gone. You can also use the D to select if we're going to be rearranging clips. Say we want to take this clip here and move it over here. We can do that by simply doing our D to select the clip, and we're going to use our cut, copy, and paste features, actually mostly just our cut and paste features here, which is on the keyboard is going to be Command or Control, and then X, C, and V, which is cut, copy, paste, same thing on a word processor. So now if I hit Command or Control X, it will cut that clip, and that means it's holding it on a clipboard waiting to paste it somewhere. I can hit D to select the gap, hit the big delete to get rid of that. I can arrow down to jump right there when I want to insert it in between those. And if you hit Command V or Control V, it will paste over the clip in front of it. It will just like eat into that clip. But if I hit undo, if I hold down Command or Control and then hold down Shift and then hit the letter V, that will do what's called a ripple paste. It will insert it there and it will shove everything else down the timeline. All right, so the next shortcut I want to show is how to add a cross dissolve between two clips. So if you're using your arrows to jump up and down the timeline here, you can zoom up here. I'm going to say I want to cross dissolve between those two things right there. Normally you'll see people going up to your effects window and locating the cross dissolve in the video transitions folder, drag that down and drop it onto your edit right there. And now we've got a cross dissolve between those two clips there. An easy way of doing this is by landing on that exact edit. Just arrow up and down till you land on the edit there, and I'm going to hit Command D and it will add a cross dissolve right there. All right, and now the final thing that I want to show is how to deselect everything on your timeline. If you hit Command D and it does nothing, you likely have something else on the timeline that is selected, and that command will default to whatever is selected first. So you can either select these clips like that and hit Command D, but I want to show you what it did before here though. I'm going to undo that. Let's look. I had these two clips on the timeline selected, and I was zoomed up on these clips here, so I couldn't see that selection. Let's zoom up so you can't see that selection there. And then when I hit Command D, it added it to the selected clips, which were down here on the timeline. So they added it at the beginning as a cross dissolve, a fade in, and then it added that cross dissolve between the two. And then it didn't do it here because you need to have those two clips selected to add a cross dissolve between those. And that's a good kind of way of adding a cross dissolve to a bunch of edits, is by selecting them and hitting Command or Control D, and it'll add it to all of those. But let's say I have these two clips selected. I'm going to go over here where I was before, right there. And let's say I'm zoomed up on my timeline and I cannot see those clips that are selected. I hit Command D and nothing happens. It did not add it. So what we can do here is, first of all, I want to undo that. If you ever do Command D and it didn't add it to your edit, if you didn't add it there, you will likely want to hit Command Z or Control Z and undo. So it undoes those. Let me zoom out here and you'll see it'll take those cross dissolves away when I hit Command Z. See, they're gone now. And now I'm going to zoom up here, but I've still got those two clips selected, but I can't see them because I'm zoomed up. So if you hit Command D, it doesn't add it. Command Z to undo it. And then now I want to deselect everything on my timeline, and so I can do the shortcut here. The way you do that, of course, if you hit Command A or Control A, it's going to select everything on your timeline. So the opposite of that is going to be Command Shift A, which will deselect everything on your timeline. The Shift key makes it opposite here. If we zoom out, we see these two clips selected. Watch this. When I hit Command Shift A, it deselects everything on my timeline, and now you can go ahead and hit Command D or Control D and add your cross dissolve to your edit right there. And now if you want to change your cross dissolve, you can grab these nodes and drag it, or this is the way I like to do things. I like to double click on my cross dissolve, and you can make it last an exact length by saying, let's say I want a 3-second dissolve. I can do 3 for the 3 seconds and then 0, 0. For the frames, for 0 frames, and that will be, and then I hit OK. That makes it exactly 3 seconds long. Now as I play through it, there's our 3-second cross dissolve, and it looks nice. Well, those are my favorite 10 shortcuts using on the timeline. I got a bunch of others, which I'll probably do later, but thank you for watching ChinFat, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know.